Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day out here in Kamalota village. We're here to do our daily devotion. The sign of Jonah. This is tied in with the 3 days and 3 nights because the Bible tells us that Jonah was in the belly of the whale for 3 days and 3 nights. That kills the Good Friday death of Jesus Christ. It kills it. Because if you come from Saturday evening backwards, you will never get 3 days and 3 nights. Never. And we know that when they went there early Sunday morning, he was already risen. So we know that because the Bible tells us that, and from that you come backwards and you see where you end up. It says here in Matthew chapter 12 from verse 38, it said, "Then some of the Pharisees and teachers of the law said to him, 'Teacher, we want to see a miraculous sign from you.'" That has not changed. People go to church and people want to see miracles. People want to see us laying hand on people, praying. The person is missing a hand or a part of their hand or their foot, that it grows back. That if they have cancer, it just jump out. That if they're blind, a new eye come. People want to see those things. And when those things start to happen, then they will start to frequent the church because they will figure that, well, yeah, the pastor, powerful pastor or whatever the case might be. But you must remember that everybody have their own gifting. Sometimes you're seeing the gift being used and you're not even aware that you're seeing a miracle before your very eyes. It says, he answered, "A wicked and adulterous generation asks for a miraculous sign, but none will be given it except the sign of the prophet Jonah." These people were there. That sign was given and they still did not realize it. That sign was given on the death of Jesus Christ, the day that he died and the day that he resurrected. That's the sign because he resurrected. The Bible says that if there was no resurrection, we who are Christians would be pitiful fools. We'd be pitiful fools. But there was a resurrection. So people saw or knew about the crucifixion and the resurrection. Those are public spectacle. And Jesus Christ was not crucified in private. He was crucified publicly. So the one greater than Jonah came to you all and preached to you. You do not listen. And then they talk about Jonah preaching to those people and that the people listen to Jonah. He said it's going to be a condemnation for you. It says, "For they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and now one greater than Jonah is here. The queen of the south will rise at the judgment with this generation and condemn it. For she came from the end of the earth to listen to Solomon's wisdom, and now one greater than Solomon is here." So he gives a second example, and he talks about the queen that went to speak with Solomon about his wisdom, his God-given wisdom. That these things happen and brought people close to God as a consequence of those things that happened. These people made the effort because they wanted it. Today, the word of God goes out and people don't want it. That is strange. That is strange. I encourage everybody to put your heart to the wheel and make the word of God priority in your life. That you get to know what the word of God is saying. That is important. So many people miss out on life and salvation because they don't put an emphasis on the things of God. We are caught up about everything else. You know, if we had interest in Jesus Christ like we had in Buddha, a lot of things would change on this earth. The story of Buddha is the story right now among believers. Everybody's talking about that. If everybody would try to figure out Jesus Christ and go to the scriptures that gives us information who he is and what he was supposed to do, this world would be a better place.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know, nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize, be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer-Gree air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Today, we are proud to launch the Punta Gorda Digital Connect Center, a space where knowledge meets opportunity.
In today's world, digital access is essential. This center will empower our students and community members with the tools and training needed to succeed. For this, we are grateful to our partnership with UNDP and with the Ministry of E-Governance.
The center you see today is fully equipped. Visitors will have access to modern computers, reliable high-speed internet, training space, and on-site support. Most importantly, it is a safe place for every resident of Punta Gorda and our surrounding villages. It is a proof that with the right tools, training, and support, our communities can compete, grow, and succeed in the digital age. So let us make full use of this center. Let us learn, innovate, and build a brighter future for Punta Gorda and all of Belize.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden, it's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Pletz Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Pletz combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Pletz can modify any of their existing house plans to your satisfaction. Complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris Cree. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Pletz Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.pletzhomebuilders.com. Pletz Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
Start the new year with big savings on your 2025 property taxes. From January 1st to March 31st, 2025, the Belize City Council is offering incredible property tax discounts that you won't want to miss. Prepay your annual property tax by January 31st, 2025 and enjoy 15% off. Pay by February 28th and you'll save 10%. And if you pay by March 31st, you'll still enjoy a 5% discount. But wait, there's more. Senior citizens can enjoy a fantastic 35% discount upon full payment of property taxes for the property they reside on all year round. Please note, these discounts are available only to property owners who are up to date with their accounts. As you take advantage of this discount, we kindly remind all property owners of your responsibility to visit City Hall or utilize our online platform to complete your payments and to ensure your contact information is accurately updated in our system. For more details on these incentives, visit our Belize City Council Facebook page or give us a call at 227-3073, extension 261 or 264. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Do you enjoy learning and wanting to know more about Christ your Savior? Then join Phil Sanders in Search of the Lord's Ways every Sunday 7:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. on PlusTV for half an hour of beautiful hymns and Bible messages. Messages are repeated on Tuesdays at 1:30 and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. Search in the Word for God's will. Know more and do more for the God we love. In Search of the Lord's Ways with Phil Sanders is being brought to you by the Church of Christ in your area. Be sure to visit.
I'm coming back to your heart.
Foundations. Your work must be grounded upon solid rock, and so should your faith. Join Pastor Louis Wade Jr. weekly for Foundations Bible Study, where he goes deep into the Word of God with biblical teachings for better understanding.
And Jacob said, if you bless me, and if you are with me, and if you take me to that place, and if you bring me back, you will be my God. And God said, okay, you will do fool, but I will walk with you nonetheless.
Tune in on PlusTV Sundays 9:30 a.m. for a new program, or catch the repeats on Mondays 11 a.m. and Thursdays 11 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. We would love to hear from you. Write in and share your thoughts, prayer requests, or even post questions you may have regarding the Bible passages. Email plustvbelize@gmail.com. Foundations. Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain.
Mopping, tiles, furniture, and...
Miss, you don't need all of this, man. Only this you need.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave my home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer-Gree air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Today, we are proud to launch the Punta Gorda Digital Connect Center, a space where knowledge meets opportunity.
In today's world, digital access is essential. This center will empower our students and community members with the tools and training needed to succeed. For this, we are grateful to our partnership with UNDP and with the Ministry of E-Governance.
The center you see today is fully equipped. Visitors will have access to modern computers, reliable high-speed internet, training space, and on-site support. Most importantly, it is a safe place for every resident of Punta Gorda and our surrounding villages. It is a proof that with the right tools, training, and support, our communities can compete, grow, and succeed in the digital age. So let us make full use of this center. Let us learn, innovate, and build a brighter future for Punta Gorda and all of Belize.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden, it's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Pletz Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Pletz combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Pletz can modify any of their existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris Cree. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Pletz Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.pletzhomebuilders.com. Pletz Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
Start the new year with big savings on your 2025 property taxes. From January 1st to March 31st, 2025, the Belize City Council is offering incredible property tax discounts that you won't want to miss. Prepay your annual property tax by January 31st, 2025 and enjoy 15% off. Pay by February 28th and you'll save 10%. And if you pay by March 31st, you'll still enjoy a 5% discount. But wait, there's more. Senior citizens can enjoy a fantastic 35% discount upon full payment of property taxes for the property they reside on all year round. Please note, these discounts are available only to property owners who are up to date with their accounts. As you take advantage of this discount, we kindly remind all property owners of your responsibility to visit City Hall or utilize our online platform to complete your payments and to ensure your contact information is accurately updated in our system. For more details on these incentives, visit our Belize City Council Facebook page or give us a call at 227-3073, extension 261 or 264. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer-Gree air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Today, we are proud to launch the Punta Gorda Digital Connect Center, a space where knowledge meets opportunity.
In today's world, digital access is essential. This center will empower our students and community members with the tools and training needed to succeed. For this, we are grateful to our partnership with UNDP and with the Ministry of E-Governance.
The center you see today is fully equipped. Visitors will have access to modern computers, reliable high-speed internet, training space, and on-site support. Most importantly, it is a safe place for every resident of Punta Gorda and our surrounding villages. It is a proof that with the right tools, training, and support, our communities can compete, grow, and succeed in the digital age. So let us make full use of this center. Let us learn, innovate, and build a brighter future for Punta Gorda and all of Belize.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden. It's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Pletz Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Pletz combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Pletz can modify any of their existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris key. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Pletz Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.pletzhomebuilders.com. Pletz Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
Start the new year with big savings on your 2025 property taxes. From January 1st to March 31st, 2025, the Belize City Council is offering incredible property tax discounts that you won't want to miss. Prepay your annual property tax by January 31st, 2025 and enjoy 15% off. Pay by February 28th and you'll save 10%. And if you pay by March 31st, you'll still enjoy a 5% discount. But wait, there's more. Senior citizens can enjoy a fantastic 35% discount upon full payment of property taxes for the property they reside on all year round. Please note, these discounts are available only to property owners who are up to date with their accounts. As you take advantage of this discount, we kindly remind all property owners of your responsibility to visit City Hall or utilize our online platform to complete your payments and to ensure your contact information is accurately updated in our system. For more details on these incentives, visit our Belize City Council Facebook page or give us a call at 227-3073, extension 261 or 264. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer-Gree air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Today, we are proud to launch the Punta Gorda Digital Connect Center, a space where knowledge meets opportunity.
In today's world, digital access is essential. This center will empower our students and community members with the tools and training needed to succeed. For this, we are grateful to our partnership with UNDP and with the Ministry of E-Governance.
The center you see today is fully equipped. Visitors will have access
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be me like Belize, sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize, Creole and Garifuna. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize.
Good morning, Belize.
If I ever had to leave
another
Belize,
edition of Rise and Shine. Thank you so much for joining us. We started just a little bit late this morning, but we're glad to be here. And I wasn't here for much of last week, probably all of last week, really, because I feel like I'm missing out, and I feel like a lot of information and a lot of things have happened since we last talked. And so it is Tuesday, the 23rd of September. We're live on this Tuesday morning. This is the morning that everybody goes back to work. And the 21st September celebrations, the September celebrations are finished. They finished on Sunday with the official ceremonies being held in Belize City this year, though Belize City did not have the parade. And then across the country of Belize, parades still carried on, and there were also official ceremonies in different municipalities. So welcome to this Tuesday morning, and let me also say good morning to Kerm Timbrell, my Tuesday morning co-host. Kerm, I haven't seen you in a while, but good morning to you.
Good to be here, man. What an interesting morning.
Yes.
The weather to me is shifting. I was away, and so I was under the brewing sun hat for all that time, but coming back, I realized that the water table is rising, because I have evidence of that in my home. And so it seems like there was a lot of rain.
There was a lot of rain. I wasn't able to do much. I was not able to do much yard work or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There was a lot of other work to do. Of course, I think Monday we had Senate. By Tuesday, I was attending the funeral of a friend all the way out in Sarteneja, and just every single day has been some work. But let's get started with the forecast for this morning. We are having some difficulties, but people are able to hear. You're able to hear us until you see us. So the weather forecast for today calls for moist and unstable conditions to continue. I woke up about 3 o'clock this morning, and it was raining and thunder and everything. Everything was there. So the next 24 hours calls for cloudy skies with sunny breaks today and cloudy at spells tonight. A few thunderstorms and showers and periods of rain will affect mostly central and northern areas this morning, actively, with gradual decrease and then becoming more isolated this afternoon. Then it is going to redevelop over the south and over the coast tonight. So it's going to be a pretty rainy day. Sea state light chop to choppy with waves 2 to 5 feet and winds blowing from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots. The temperature inland 92 degrees will be the high and 74 as the low. On the coast 85 is the high with 78 as the low. And in the hills 78 will be the high with 67 as the low. There is an additional rainfall, excessive rainfall watch with amounts between 2 to 4 inches expected over the country, especially central and northern areas in the morning. So the instructions is that residents, especially those living in flood-prone areas, are advised to monitor the weather situation carefully and to stay tuned for details on potential flooding from the National Hydrological Service. It will be cloudy at times with a few showers and thunderstorms, and rain is expected around the country all the way through to Wednesday and Wednesday night. Otherwise than that, activity is expected to be isolated. With that, Kerm, I think we are back on stream and we are back on the air, and so we are grateful to the nation, grateful to our viewers. A lot's happening, Kerm. A lot is happening.
Yeah, Louis, I was kind of away, so you have to fill me in. I wasn't pretty much up to date. I know one thing I always enjoyed. I think there was a House met.
The House met the previous Friday, and then Monday the Senate met.
So I guess you guys had some bills too.
We did have some bills to pass.
Debate, no?
Yeah. I think there's still a gap between what's passing through the House and what's passing through the Senate.
Yeah.
It's going through the Senate a bit slower, I think, which is important. I believe that the dialogue that's taking place in the Senate is very good. It's educational. One of the bills that passed was the teachers that were working in the public system. They were getting 100% of their pension, but teachers who worked in the grant-aided school, which include the church state. Most of these grant-aided schools are really church state. A couple of community colleges, like in Dangriga, we have the Garifuna School, which is a very interesting and revolutionary idea. So those types of schools are grant-aided. So that when those teachers retired and they went on pension, they really only received 70% of their pension, which came from government, but managements were unable to come up with the other 30%, and they've been lobbying since 2009. Well, in the last set of negotiations between government and teachers, the teachers were able to successfully lobby government. And I was there just to say that, listen, the church has been on record for X amount of years asking for the same thing. So teachers are now all up to speed as it relates to their salaries, where whether you work in the public or in the grant-aided system, you get 100% of your pension when you
very much needed, Louis. That's very much needed.
Yes.
So I'm sure a lot of our teachers are very happy.
Something to celebrate. But a lot is happening on the international scene as well. But before we go there, Andrew Munnings was arrested and charged and put into prison overnight. And then was released the following day. There was a tremendous public outcry. And Kerm, I do believe that we need tax review. I see that government is pushing almost in a sense the privatization of tax collection. I think they're trying to move it to a statutory board, and they're talking about best practices around the world, and they have their reasons, I believe, as to why they want to privatize or move to this statutory body, the tax collection. But that is not going to help if we have bad tax laws, if we have cruel tax laws. The purpose of taxation, and I believe that we would all agree that taxes need to be paid. Even for us as Christians, the Bible tells us that we are to pay our taxes. But it is possible for government to thief from the individual. Of course. And that occurs through taxation. Where there are where there are unjust laws, it might be a law. So just come and say, well, it's the law, and for the
what is the law?
Exactly, what is the law?
Because there's loopholes.
Yes.
I'll give you an example because I'm currently facing the same situation.
Yes.
I'm a taxpayer. I'm one of the best taxpayers in the whole country.
Yes, you pay.
I can boast about that.
Yes.
You bring the best man in front of me and I tell him, boy, you have to do really good for you do me. I pay my taxes. Yet I'm faced with a bill.
Yes.
Like I owe taxes.
Yes.
You know, and I'm currently working through the situation because, Louis, one of the loophole in the system is that, and I heard Andrew Munnings talk about this, his ignorance in the early years of his business. For us, we run our business. We didn't know in the early years that you have to separate all the sheep from the goat. When money came in, it came in. Because what we were seeking to do was to build our credit score with the banks. You know, if you have money passing through, it gives you access to bigger credit cards. That's what we need because it's foreign exchange.
Right.
You can do your international purchases, and then it's easier for you to run your business.
Okay.
So whatever money came in, we put into the account. We didn't know it was ignorance on our part. So when the tax service came and they look at our numbers, they thought, oh well, you guys have stuff in here that you did not pay your taxes on. We said, no, those are non-taxables. You know? So we had to go through a whole meeting and meet with the head of the tax service and explain and show, see, this is what's going on. We thought the issue was resolved. And after so many years, we have been sent with a bill that has, now that's a ridiculous bill because I don't owe nothing. I don't owe people. I don't believe in I don't owe no taxes. Yet we are faced with a bill. I'll tell you, they sent me a bill for $65,000. It's injustice. It's unfair. Now, the burden of proof is on me.
They attached late fees and penalties
of course.
all onto that, right?
Of course.
And that's also the problem that I have, because in step one, you thought you had resolved the issue because you cooperated. They don't give you points for cooperation. You understand? Then not only that, the fees that they levy, in my opinion, they levy them to shut your business down.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not really a penalty. It's a punishment, and that punishment is to shut you down, because they would say that they are not shutting you down, but just by the burden that they place upon you that is so exorbitant, that is what they're doing. So you cannot claim to be a business-friendly environment. You cannot claim to be a business-friendly government or administration, and you're not willing to look at the heaviness of the tax burden, right?
Yeah.
Because government has an unlimited supply of money. They can get into television, they can get into anything that they want. You will notice that they even got some electric buses and give them to private companies and have government can get into any business and blow you away because they have an unlimited supply of money in taxation. When I say unlimited supply of money, I mean as it relates to what it is that they want to do if they want to do it. Private enterprise is not like that. It's like what you are saying. There has to be a cash flow, and you are finding ways to do your cash flow, which is borrowing, which is already expensive. But for us, there's not a market. You can't sell shares, etc., etc. And so you are left with the banking system. So who is in the tax department that can understand that? And where are the legislation that are supposed to help enforce that? And here is one of the problems, Kerm. I have noticed it since I became a senator, that the average Belizean is interested in a quarrel where they happen across the aisle and are not paying attention to what is being passed that is going to affect them in the future. So tax legislation is one of the areas that Belizeans should not tolerate quarreling across the floor. What they need is explanation and how is this going to affect me down the road. So there are many legislations that are related to taxation that are there that will shut your business down. And so you can't be a government that talks entrepreneurship, that talks about small and medium-sized business, but you have not fixed the tax system to ensure that those people who work very hard, blood, sweat, and tears, are able to survive and then thrive and then employ other people as you go along. And I say that categorically because I have not, if I would ever take money out of PlusTV, even to pay myself, it would crash. If it were not for the ideology and the ministry that is behind it. Because I do not get paid. I don't think I have ever been paid. Because if you take the money out, it just crumbles. So who is making all the money? Government. Government is making all the money. Government makes more money than you. It's going to make more money when you sell a government. Government they cry. The price too high. They themselves are pushing the price down. Then they cry. You have to. They're like, man, like come on. I am worthy of what I'm selling my product for. And when you pay,
the price is very high.
Yes.
And the burden is very high. This is my
Yes.
experience. I see it with customs and how these guys behave. You talk about people, sometimes I bring in stuff for the government, Louis, and let's say, as an example, you're a police officer. I give a literal example, right? And you say, why? And you know, your shoes okay, my shoes okay, look. For being a police officer, that about national pride, no,
Yes.
I'm involved in that. So I go like, you know what, all right, I'll help you. So the policeman don't get a small salary, and he needs a pair of footwear. What I do when I'm going to sell footwear? I'll help the man. So, all right, boss, I bring that for at cost price. When I bring that the customs and I say, listen, this is from a police officer, they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
And they're rude and they're mean about it. They don't want to hear. You want to pay the tax. But listen, guys, come on. Where is your discretion? There's no discretion when it comes to any kind of things. And sometimes I bring in stuff where, all right, let's say they order 10 pair or whatever. 8 came in. I do my paperwork. 2 were back ordered. When the 2 come in, I have drama to get that through customs. They don't want to understand that the only 2 pair may left, brother. And this is a part
of that.
Yes, use some discretion. I don't mind paying you $50 or $100, which I should do. But come on, use discretion here. There's no discretion on their part. So what we end up seeing is like nobody takes the blame because government is this wide body. But then you as the person where they work with both sides, whether that you to pay your tax and then you to deal it, or they sell your goods, and over here you are having to deal with government at some level, you feel like this is unjust.
Yeah, right.
I could be lenient to you, but where's the leniency towards me?
Yes.
There's no, this is a yeah, if you understand what I mean. And so I've been around this, I've been sailing this ship for a long time, and what I'm talking about is factual. Louis, I do not owe any taxes. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a proud taxpayer. I pay tax for most of the people when not pay no tax. We pay their tax. Yet now, how you want to send a bill to me like that? Are you out of your everlasting mind? This is what I'm dealing with right now. And so, how unfair is that?
And I think there are hundreds because Belize is already a small economy. We don't have many employers. Government is already the biggest employer, which is telling you that our economy is not working properly. Because government should never be the largest employer in a country. The engine of growth is supposed to be the private sector. So one of the priorities of government should be to grow the private sector. Now, we are fully in agreement that people need to pay their taxes, but I have said this before from this desk here that I speak, that it is possible for government to steal, and government steals when its tax system is exorbitant and when it squeezes more from the business person than it ought to. And one of the classic ways that you can see when government is squeezing is when you end up with a person who wants to pay their tax but ends up in prison, wants to pay their tax but ends up in court, wants to pay their tax. It's not that they don't want to pay it, and yet the system comes upon them in such a way that it's going to shut them down. And so I am glad for the public response, because the government cannot, with one lip service, talk that it is here for business, then keeps an archaic tax system that not only shuts businesses down, but also sends the people to jail. And so I was very angry. And I'm not angry because why I wrote my post, which says that we have failed Andrew Munnings. That's how I wrote it. It's not have anything to do with PUP or UDP. It has to do with us as a country, and the fact that we are not putting in place the type of legislation that ensures that these people pay their tax. But not only that, education is a part of the process that government is responsible for. And when I say government, I'm talking about the tax department. Because if you are collecting taxes and you know that you have so much power, then you should do your part and educate. You cannot just say that ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yeah.
You also have a responsibility to make sure that your people are not ignorant.
Of course.
So you cannot contribute to the ignorance and then say that ignorance of the law is no excuse. Ignorance of the law can be penalized, should be penalized, but it should be penalized when you do your job of first educating the population. And the hardest laws to navigate through are laws which deal with finances and taxation all over the world. So and they're afraid to touch it because they're afraid that by touching the structure, it affects revenue. But I also believe, Kerm, that when a person has to call the Prime Minister, you fail.
Yeah.
I have a firm belief in that. Because if I have a business here called PlusTV, and for you to get an ad on, you have to call me with a way that goodness knows what, then something is wrong within my system. Because the system that produced, that the system that I put in place for PlusTV should eliminate me in the process unless I want to be in the process. So I do not belong in the process as it relates to PlusTV. Now, my wife who runs PlusTV, she should be able to call me. But at a point in time when something begins to go all over the place and then I have to step in, something is wrong. So having to say, well, why don't you come and see me, or why didn't you call me, is like, I don't want to call the Prime Minister. I don't want to talk to the Prime Minister. I love the Prime Minister. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that the system should work so that I don't have to call the politician. I don't have to call the Prime Minister. So by the time I reach the Prime Minister, it's because X amount of systems have failed.
That's right.
They have failed, right? And yes, the Prime Minister can pick up the phone and influence the decision, but at the end of the day, I do not want the Prime Minister to resolve the issue. That issue should have been resolved all the way back at the people that get paid tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because when tax legislation is not going to arise from the Prime Minister's desk. If a politician decides we're going to lower taxes, right? We're going to lower taxes, income tax or whatever, then that decision comes from the political mandate. But who should know best when the system is not working? It's the tax department.
Of course.
So the tax department is the ones that are charged to be rewriting and revamping legislation and then sending it to cabinet and say, hey, cabinet, we have found multiple issues that need to be corrected. So the tax department, all of these departments are supposed to be generating bills or parts of bills that can go to cabinet that restructure the system. So the tax department is not off the hook. Because all loopholes they know, and all loopholes they should fix through suggested legislation. Now if the legislation passed to cabinet and they're in a backlog and all these types of stuff, then you can blame cabinet. But personally, I don't blame cabinet and the Prime Minister for the issue that happened with Andrew Munnings. I blame the tax department because they have multiple ways that they can fix it, and then if they can't fix it, they can recommend legislation that can help to improve the system. That's what they get paid for. Not to just come out now and give an interview where say, well, we give a lot of chance and this and, but they fail to tell you how much that are not just the tax we owe you to talk about. You talk about all the fees and penalties and everything when you don't add pan it. Then they say we are given a chance to pay. What part of the language you can understand when the person say I can't pay it because my business is not generating that amount of income? What part of that you can understand as a tax department?
The thing, right, what people feel, and I talk from my personal experience, and a lot of people they deal with this situation. Like in my case, I feel like the unfairness, how do you expect me to pay something what I know owe? And there's no motivation because I don't owe you. I make a talk for myself. I don't owe you. There was a misinterpretation of what took place, and I explained the money. I give an example. See, Lewis, God is good, you know. I was going through my wallet and I found this check. Look at the date of the check, first thing.
Wow.
So the check was not deposited. Look at the person I got the check from. Can you read that name? Do you know that person? Look at the last name. Right?
Family.
This is my first cousin. Let me tell you what happened. So, I'm in business and people know that I can import stuff. Boy, can you bring this for me and bring that for me? How do I buy it? With my credit card. It's international stuff he's asking me to bring in. And part of my business is that we don't just sell stuff. We have to do good back to society and good to people and good to people that we know and we love. So if you ask me by bringing 3 tires for you, and I know you, what you think, do you think I'm going to charge you?
Yeah.
Am I going to sell you those tires, Louis? This is a live interview.
Yes.
Am I going to sell you those tires?
No,
I'm not going to sell it to you.
Big heart.
Right? Yes, of course. So I buy the tires with my credit card. That money comes out of my business. I bring it with my cargo. I pay my duties, everything. It comes in. I give you the tires. All right. So what you want to know? You might even give me cash, or you might give me a check. In this case, this is a check. And for those watching, this check is from 2019. I forget to deposit the check. Right? So, when this person writes this check, what does the check say there? The name on the check.
Yes. Your business.
My business, because he's paying me back money that I use from my business to do him a favor. The check comes in my company name. Now me, I forget that because that was just a good deed. I felt so good. I helped somebody. I put the check in my account. Now I'm paying my GST. I'm paying my business tax. So when my wife sees that, she knows, oh, that's from this person.
It's just a replace.
He's just refunding our money.
Yeah, refund.
So we don't file that in our GST. So what happens now? When GST comes and they assess my company and they say, oh, you never paid that. That was a sale.
Yeah, it's a sale.
You are in violation. Oh, and then it happened here, and here too. Because we've done so many good for so many people. I had my uncle built a house. He said, Kerm, can I send this? People just trust me, right? Can I send this money? You know my uncle because you're working for him. That house, all the money passed through me.
Yes.
All the money, imagine. And it flow through their account.
The tax department is taking it as sales.
As sales.
As business. And you can show them all the proof that it has. And then,
well, we did.
Exactly. I know you can. I know you would. And I know you can.
Right.
And then they will not accept it.
Well, it's not that they won't accept it. We went through this process already. From 20, I think probably 18. I remember the year. Thank God the financial secretary remembers because I went to him and I said,
my goodness.
I said, sir, you remember, I asked you, I came to you. He said, he remember the people who were working there don't work there anymore.
Yeah.
And this thing is still there.
You imagine if the cab secretary, the secretary did not
wasn't
remember.
Didn't remember. He didn't remember.
Yes.
Imagine he didn't remember. He remembered, thankfully, so he's working out whatever. But I am saying, Louis, that there are some of the loopholes because for me.
So that shows you that the system missing because you have already cleared it. And where is that information? Where is the file? Why is it not in the system? But you see, they will never come and do an interview and then say, we had some errors, we have missing files. Or anything. They will never do that. They will come and glass it over to the general public. That's why I take this whole thing and I lay it at the foot of the tax department, hoping they will not come after me as well, right? But that's where the problem is. But the government has an obligation to fix it. And that's why I believe that Andrew Munnings needs to sue the tax department. And also, he, as I said, PUP, well, not PUP and UDP, but UDP, the quarrel, because I said, well, he should have used one UDP liar and this, that, because he went to, I think it's Courtney and Koye that took up his case. And of course, all of these people at this level begin to work either free, pro bono, or at very reduced prices and so on, right? But the issue is, as I said, Andrew Munnings has the right to get any lawyer he wants that he believes is going to deliver results for him. He don't go into jail. Brian has the money in 24 hours. Then even like they say, you know what, this man can't just because the tax we could just left her alone, put her in our nice corner, the prison system rough up the man. pull off all the man here, like then okay, you understand? So that's an injustice. I don't care who tries to argue what. That is how I see it. I'm not going to change my mind. It needs to be rectified for Anjumonings, and then the system needs to change so that entrepreneurs can breed in this system. We need to be able to breed. And here is my final point on that. There is no independent system that you can go to to say there are people, the tax department, then the chance me, and here is the evidence. The tax department sits as what we would call the accuser, the judge, and the executioner.
Prosecutor.
Yeah, no, executioner. Can they kill your business? Right? They sit, there's no independent place, financial place that you can go to. If you don't like it, you go to court. And we don't want to go to court. There has to be a step before court where there is an arbitration, a group of people who can tell the tax department that they are wrong before the court. Then if that doesn't work, that arbitration doesn't work, then we could talk about court. I can decide if I can go to court because somebody independent has already heard me, either a cashier or something like that. So I believe that that has to be built within the system. And I want to see this government do it, that there needs to be an oversight organization over the tax department where you can take your problems to. Because some of it, that just plain and straight, I know like you fight with me too much, you get vexed in my office, and I will throw the book at you.
They're not thinking when people blow people. I'm glad I changed my life, because like one thing I'm not like the people.
Well,
kind of stuff
because I think Anjumonings, he will stand up for his rights and so on.
Louis, Louis, if I want thief from the government, it is so easy. When I import stuff.
But people are doing it all the time.
People do it every day.
People do it all the time.
If you want to know who me, ask the custom officers, who am I? Ask them if they ever one day get $1 on our table. The custom officers know I don't.
And then instead of getting rewarded for doing the right thing, then you get penalized. So all of those things need to be worked within the system, right? Exactly, those who play fair should be rewarded. And so that's why I decided to lend my voice to the issue. It's not for I don't believe in like partisan reasons. I believe in rational reasons and areas that need to be improved. But the tax department needs an independent oversight body that is able to make corrections, or at least you can appeal to know that you are speaking to independent heirs, right? And so, well, at least where that is right now, I think there's a lawsuit going through. How it's going to finish, we don't know. But that's one of the issues that arose. Because I was in the Senate when the picture came up that they had come to arrest Anjumonings, and it angered me. It angered me, right? Because our young entrepreneurs. It's not like we go in a business school and then kind of thing, Kerm. You're an entrepreneur, you have a dream, a vision, you see an idea, you work on it, you work days and nights, sleepless days and nights to try to establish. And those things are to be rewarded, not punished. And so
put in some serious work in our business.
Yeah, absolutely.
People don't understand. I up sometimes till 11, 12 at night, the work. They don't understand it.
So
people understand that even during my lunch break, I work. We work hard. And we live honest and fair. How you want to disrupt me by sending me? Because people don't know who we are. They don't understand the level of integrity. Like I say, if I up to this day, you know, I sometimes could bring in a lead back, so but if I look 10,000, I could sneak that in. I believe it's easy. But I chose to pay my taxes even when nobody's watching. Now how you want to come and give me one bill? Watch out, when I get a bill, I tell you, Louis, I felt, man, I tell you, I felt. But I'm still working out my thing, you know, and I want a tax service. No, this is not personal.
No, it's not personal, but then it's your baby.
But I've been wrong.
Your business is your baby. It's your baby. It's Anjumonings' baby. This is my baby, you know, and so why should we not fight for it? Why should we not argue for it, you know, and so on. So anyway, the conversation continues on taxation, but I love entrepreneurs because I know how difficult it is. to be an entrepreneur in Belize. And so it's not about talking and a lot of political speech and those types of stuff. Get it right, get the system right, so that we can grow as a nation. So that was one of the issues.
It's already not easy to move your business forward as you want. You ask any business person out there, I tell you, boy, there's challenges. There's challenges sometimes with staff members. There's challenges with different things you have to face. You know, the hard currency sometimes. How you want, like for me, when I import that, you know, I have to try and work my system, find something that will work for me. But what I use when they try to work for me, you just say, I can't use that. Then what is your option? You have help from me. I don't want no handout, you know. We want to work for my money. But then, gosh, come on. So I am praying to God my thing will work out, because I don't owe no money. And if I owe, I am pay. I do not owe. And I want to be very clear about that.
I'm
very, very clear.
Glad, for the
so I have my proof right there.
professionals.
So sometimes I forgot this check to say the check correct now. Prove exactly.
2019, I was 6-year-old check correct. And that don't leave it the money. Switch topic. We could switch topic.
Let's do.
Charlie Kirk.
Why? What a thing.
Died on 10th of September, which is a Belize holiday. I shouldn't say died, assassinated. And buried on the 21st of September. Belize holiday. 2 Belize holidays. What significance to Belize?
I'm telling you. Well, maybe our freedom of speech, freedom of expression. I wonder if it's under attack too. How do we interpret this?
I remember where I was when Charlie was assassinated. That's how pivotal. And I've watched him for many years. Never known him to be a racist. Never known him to be any of the things that those who hated him. And a lot of people read people through the lens of the fact that they hate Donald Trump. So just the fact that they hate Donald Trump, once you associate with Donald Trump or just like something with Donald Trump do or whatever it is, they automatically hate you. And as I say, I've been there for years, so we know that some of them are not deep thinkers, you know.
That's all I can say.
For a person that I don't know, I really felt very sad. It really affected me, because here is a person who loved God, loved to share the gospel, was very, very respectful. I don't know how people think that an argument and a disagreement is disrespectful if you're actually giving the person time to present their argument and you're having a conversation back and forth with them.
It's healthy.
And I expect him to lose his cool sometimes. That is normal. I don't expect that because he is a Christian that a papa joke or make a mistake in a comment. But a person is not judged by one statement that maybe came out wrong. Especially the more you talk, the more you are liable to make a misstep in your conversation. And so I don't believe that in any way mired what Charlie Kirk, who he was and what he represented. This guy was a genius, Kerm. We sit here and we discuss issues, but that level of spark plug, that level of spark plug, a computer chip, which God gifted him with, and he used it for the glory of God and to stand on conservative values. Like I would always watch these guys and say, man, how do you think so fast? That people like Ben Shapiro and so on, like the mental firing power on a consistent basis was something that I really admired. And also Charlie Kirk was not a violent person. If you believe that Kirk was violent, something wrong with how your ideology, because it's really a leftist ideology which is saying that words are violent, right? Which is why we fight against the Equal Opportunity Bill for the exact same reason, because they seek to criminalize speech And it's there. You should criminalize speech where say, I will hurt you, I will hurt you, I will kill you, you better watch yourself. Those are threats. And so threats, threatening words and verbal, command assault and so on, these things are legitimate. But now, because a person disagrees with you and you don't like their ideology, you label that as violence and then you seek to criminalize it. Exactly as hate speech. We have a problem with that and we fight against that. And so, because we believe in the open marketplace of ideas, and when you boil it down, Kerm, he was killed for speaking.
Yeah.
He was killed for speaking. And the left cannot get away from that. The liberal crew cannot get. They hated what he said, and therefore they killed him. And they called him a hater, yet the true hate came from those who hated him to the point where they orchestrated his assassination. And those who called him a fascist, those who called him a racist, those who labeled him with those names to the point where that young man felt that he needed to eliminate Kirk, I believe that they are culpable they did not pull the trigger, but they created the environment for his assassination. Same thing that they were doing for Donald Trump. Thank God, God intervened in that one. He chose not to intervene with Charlie Kirk, who died probably in a second or two. But those are my comments, Kerm. I believe that Charlie Kirk was a man of God. I believe he is a modern day prophet. I believe he died for his Christian belief. And I believe that there will be a harvest of souls. There's one already based on what I saw at the memorial service, but I put Charlie Kirk in my modern day martyr, man of God folder.
Of course, me too, Louis. And you know, it's crazy how the other side, the left side, the liberal side, the progressive movement, people who lean towards that kind of lifestyle, the sympathizers, those who support that kind of lifestyle, Louis, it's interesting how they don't want us to speak our conscience, because that's what Charlie Kirk was doing. He was speaking from the modern times, the ancient times. It's kind of like Belize in the old days, when you had your parents and they give you boundaries and values and morals. But today, because this progressive movement seeks to undo those things, right? What it will not tolerate is opposition. What it will not tolerate is a different view on the issue. It will not tolerate the old model. And so anybody who seeks to say that homosexuality,
timeless truths.
That's right. Homosexuality is an abomination, that's hate speech. And you become a target. Whether it's through economic means, because we have seen, thankfully Donald Trump is there, and that's why I'm glad Kamala Harris now in. Because that's what they seek to do. If you do not agree with their ideologies, they're going to come after your business. They're going to come and shut your life down. They're going to come to the point where they take your life, as we see in this instance. So there's no free market ideas anymore, right? You hear people talk about the whole cancel culture, that you've been canceled. What that mean? You don't fit into the new mold. Everything goes. We will dance naked in the streets. We will dress. I look at how some of these women dress today. I say, gosh, where's the boundaries? You look at I was looking at the...
somebody called me and complained about the Orangewa Carnival.
Yes,
like
Carnival, and they have one named Juve.
Totally out of order.
Best those people have sex on the street, Louis. It's utmost lawlessness. There's no restraint, there's no self-control, there's no standards. Let everything go. That is the philosophy of the left side. They want a borderless society. That's why you see with what happened in the US, everybody was able to rush in a hotel, Man, look here. The migration was crazy until Donald Trump come in and say, I want to clean this up. People got upset. Because that is the philosophy of the progressive movement. You're free to love. Love is love, they say. It's not based on biblical or God design. They don't want to hear that anymore. You know, if you look back in the days, the first thing they did in the United States, right? You can't pray in the schools and take God out of the classroom. So we're coming, the gun come in. Now, every so often, you are hearing about what? Mass shootings. People don't understand what they do not know, Louis. And that to me is one of the disturbing things, because even though you know, as a man of God, who walk with God, who know God, they tell people that Charlie Clerk was a man of God, they are ready to argue. So we don't know now then. We don't know our own craft. Yeah. We don't know the business we are in to be able to tell you and validate who is who and who is not. We don't know. You know more than we do. That's scary. It's frightening. Right? And to me, then are the things I look at when I look at the debates, the back and forth on social media. People willing to argue with you about religion where they don't have no clue about. Even the gospel said, the Bible said, Louis, that the God of this world has blinded their eyes. It said the things of the Spirit is foolishness to the natural man. And I remember years ago, before I'm a Christian, when church is stand up against casino, and church is stand up against
the gay ship.
The gay, no, because I never into gay thing, none at all from day one.
Okay, but the casino, all right.
Casino and when people just live together, come and laugh. I said, but why the church so fierce? That was my philosophy back then. Why the church think they have the right to speak into their issue? It's none of their business. The God of the world blinded my eyes. I never understood that the church was operating on a mandate given by God himself to address these issues. So when you see people argue up on Facebook now because they are in the situation I was in back then, when I thought I was right. But boy, how far I was from being right.
Yeah, it is a blindness.
It is a blindness, Louis.
It is a spiritual blindness.
It is.
And that's why they land on the wrong side every time.
Yes.
so you already know. Like,
yes.
I have friends on Facebook that frenemies. They hate my positions.
Yeah.
And it's like a card with it's like a card with two backs. When you're blind, no matter where you always get tails. You always get the back of the card because the two back of the cards stick together.
Yeah.
And so you already know an abortion where they're going to stand.
Right.
You already know they will be anti-police. You already know they're anti-authority, and I could just go on abortion. Oh yes, kill the baby.
No, they say it's not a baby.
Yeah.
It's tissue.
Yeah, you see, so that's why.
It's crazy.
Yeah, then you have the people they want to be, they cuss out about the Bible, but they want to be the moral authority. They will tell you racist. I teach my boys, because my boys need to emerge in the present world and understand issues. I say, if you always watch a liberal, they never bring back an argument when you argue. Yeah. They never bring points and counterpoints. Yeah. They never try to destroy your idea to prove that it is wrong. First thing they will do, bigot, racist.
They go personal.
They go personal.
They go from the issue to personal.
But it's not only personal. They set themselves up as a moral authority. They're always a moral authority. Yeah. You will watch Caleb Orozco, just as an example. I don't like to call his name, but I will use it as an example. He cuss out God, cuss out the church, cuss out the Bible, cuss out pastors, but he will tell you right from wrong.
Yes. So he's in the place of God.
Yes, he's the moral arbiter. They become so they're the moral. I always watch it and I laugh. Look at them. They always they dismiss God, then they become God, and then they begin to say, watch that wicked one. Yeah. Watch that devil.
Yeah.
Look at that racist.
Yeah.
Look at that homophobe. Look at, see, they can't argue points.
Yeah.
They argue people.
Yeah.
So they destroy morality, they destroy the foundation of the morality of their nation, then they set themselves up as moral arbiters.
Standards.
Right?
Yeah.
You see?
It's true.
That's why they can't even debate. First thing they will do, as they hear what Charlie Kirk have to say, racist!
Yeah.
They can't even process the argument.
Yeah.
They have no ability. They have lost the ability to process the argument. Yeah. Because they have now become the moral arbiters. Yeah. Right? So could you imagine an immoral people becoming moral arbiters? Wow. That's when darkness becomes light and light becomes darkness. Love becomes hate, and the hate that they truly have leads to murder. Leads to murder. And so they have become moral arbiters where they think Trump need for dead, Charlie Kirk need for dead, Elon Musk for dead, because they don't discuss ideas, they see people as evil. Yeah. So imagine where they who have rejected scripture have now decided that some people are so evil, they deserve to die.
I'm telling you.
They deserve to die. That's the world we live in right now. That's the world right now. So on the marijuana, on all of these prostitution, they land on the rank, they will spin tails all day because the two coins are stuck together. The card is on tails and the cards are on the backside. So no matter how they flip, until the God of the universe removes the blindfold so that the glory of the gospel can shine through.
Then they
until then,
how wrong they are.
Sayonara.
It might be too late, and that's the unfortunate thing for some of you who might even be watching this morning. That's why you need to be humble and teachable. That the people have the authority. There's a real thing that's called authority. When Jesus came, he called the disciples. They were called, they were sanctioned by heaven to go and do a specific mandate in the earth. They had authority to do what they were called to do. And therefore that comes with everything. They were given all the tools they need, the mechanisms they need to be able to execute their tasks. So they had the authority to do that. So why do you think now you should argue with the person who have been truly called to do what they're doing, but you're not called? That's why, Lewis, the Bible tells me, unless a man is born again, right? He cannot understand the things of the Spirit. Yeah. Right? You cannot. Are you born again? Right? Are you born again? Because if you're not, then you don't qualify to argue. Right? It's okay to put forth a position. The Bible said Nicodemus went and he asked Jesus. Even though he was a religious leader, he was a learned man. And Jesus said, you're not a leader, you don't know these things. Jesus taught him and opened his eyes and explained that there was spiritual birth he's talking about. It's not natural. And many times when Jesus spoke, Lewis, people were offended because when he talk about stuff, people thinking he talk about natural things, he talk about spiritual things.
Yeah, spiritual things.
It's not natural. Yeah. My kingdom is not of this world. And for you guys listening this morning, I'll tell you, listen, it's scary for you. I'm glad. Seriously, I say this in all humility, but I'm glad I'm not in that position because, man, you are taking a side on some very serious issues. It's like you're coming against the creator of the universe himself with the strength of some of the argument you're putting forward, and you are wrong. You are wrong, and you will not be able to say we have not told you that you were wrong, because you are wrong. Because if you're not born again, you cannot understand. I'm talking from experience, Swiss. I never raised up in a church. I said earlier, I used to think that way. Who does a church think they are to talk about the fact that you can shack up with somebody? That's your business. You understand what I said, Louis? That's how I felt. Who do these people think they are? Then they got too far. Yeah. When that was an actual mandate, it's a voice. Yeah. And it's a voice of love, Louis. Yeah. And God now end up before him like that, right?
Yeah. The atheist, there's an atheist, I grabbed his clip because I do want to preach it first, but he said that like religion is necessary. He was saying, he said, because Like that's what Moors civilizations.
Yeah. Wow. What
Yes, yes. It more civilizations. He say, I don't understand why these atheists have a problem with people believing in God. That was I don't understand. He said because God is necessary. He was talking about the necessity of, and the reason is once there is not that mooring, then everything goes, and anything goes because you don't have a stable idea of what right and wrong is. And he says it destroys civilizations.
Destroy people.
He said because it's okay to have a few people who are just decadent.
Yeah.
He said but when the entire civilization, the entire nation becomes decadent, he said it destroys itself.
Destructive. It's very destructive.
Destroys itself. Yeah. So as I said, I want to preach it first, but that's the reality. We'll take a break. When we come back, Israel. Okay. Israel, let's talk Israel when we come back, boy. We'll take a break and we'll be right back here watching Rise and Shine on PlusTV.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave my home.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer-Gree air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Start the new year with big savings on your 2025 property taxes. From January 1st to March 31st, 2025, the Belize City Council is offering incredible property tax discounts that you won't want to miss. Prepay your annual property tax by January 31st, 2025 and enjoy 15% off. Pay by February 28th and you'll save 10%. And if you pay by March 31st, you'll still enjoy a 5% discount. But wait, there's more! Senior citizens can enjoy a fantastic 35% discount upon full payment of property taxes for the property they reside on all year round. Please note, these discounts are available only to property owners who are up to date with their accounts. As you take advantage of this discount, we kindly remind all property owners of your responsibility to visit City Hall or utilize our online platform to complete your payments and to ensure your contact information is accurately updated in our system. For more details on these incentives, visit our Belize City Council Facebook page or give us a call at 227-3073, extension 261 or 264. Your Belize City Council. Always about the people.
Plex Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Plex combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Plex can modify any of their existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris key. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Plex Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.plexhomebuilders.com. Plex Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
it like it's hot.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden, it's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Today, we are proud to launch the Punta Gorda Digital Connect Center, a space where knowledge meets opportunity.
In today's world, digital access is essential. This center will empower our students and community members with the tools and training needed to succeed. For this, we are grateful to our partnership with UNDP and with the Ministry of E-Governance.
The center you see today is fully equipped. Visitors will have access to modern computers, reliable high-speed internet, training space, and on-site support. Most importantly, it is a safe place for every resident of Punta Gorda and our surrounding villages. It is a proof that with the right tools, training, and support, our communities can compete, grow, and succeed in the digital age. So let us make full use of this center. Let us learn, innovate, and build a brighter future for Punta Gorda and all of Belize.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know, nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize, be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef.
37 studios of PlusTV. We run a little bit longer than the other morning talk shows because we, as you know, we start a little later too. Maybe we want you to go watch Jules Beef before you come watch me. but I wanted to talk about Israel. We know that Belize has traditionally had an anti-Israel post, anti-Israel position in its foreign affairs, both on the PUP and UDP. But I don't think I've seen it this drastic. I don't think I have seen it this drastic. I was telling you during the break that I could remember when Wilfred Elrington was foreign minister, he tried an olive branch with Israel, and I think that's how we ended up with I stand to be corrected, but I think that's how we ended up with giving Israelis the 90-day visa waiver. That means they could come into Belize and spend 90 days, enjoy the country, and move on. And I went out to San Pedro. The last time I was in San Pedro, I was early to the boat to come back in. And so I had time to just walk around the little terminal that they have. And I was reading the walls and so on, and there's an era where they have stickers of people from anywhere in the world they could put. And I was amazed at the amount of Israeli tourists that come to San Pedro and love it. I was watching it. Now to hear that 300 people sign a petition because they want to remove that waiver of all Israelis, and that with 300 votes, the Minister of Foreign Affairs will consider that.
300 votes?
Yes, 300 petition.
No,
that's a ridiculously low number. And then it takes me right back to Kikaka, where 350 people trigger a referendum. This is absolutely ridiculous. And so I am a supporter of Israel, and I believe that even if Belize disagree with Israel, Belize should not take a position. I believe that Belize should be neutral, because there are people in Belize who support Israel and there are people who support Palestine.
Yeah.
And also we cut off relations with Israel. We don't have any diplomatic. We are one of the few countries in the world right now. Even the Arabic countries have diplomatic relations. So how we get so extreme that we now have no relations with Israel, and then we don't welcome the Palestinian ambassador, even though there is no state. There is no state, and even if they vote in United Nations, which they did, I think, yesterday, and we vote must have on the 15th or something for the two-state solution, there is still no state.
Yeah.
So here we are, the state, which is Israel, we don't have a diplomatic relation with, but then the state that is not a state, we welcome the Palestinian ambassador. And I consider that to be ridiculous foreign policy, because we should, even if we do not agree as a country with what the government of Israel is doing, I believe that we should still have diplomatic relations with them. And if you want to have diplomatic relations with Palestine, well, foreign affairs policy is the gambit of the Prime Minister and the foreign team, or PUP, if I could say. PUP got their foreign policy, UDP, so it doesn't go through the Senate and the House, and it's a foreign policy from the government. But at least we should have a neutral position. I believe Belize's position should be neutral in this matter.
Listen, it looks like we want to get ourselves in a bad state. You know? Again, these things have spiritual ties, implications, because we do what we do because it's a command. It's actually written in the scriptures. So it really boils down to the level of respect that you have for what the Bible says, because the Bible tells us, I will bless those who bless you. And we talk about that thing over and over. So obviously people don't care, or it doesn't matter, but it matters because I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curse you.
Yeah.
That's why we have this position. People look at this thing through a natural lens, but these things have deeper roots. It takes the eyes of the Spirit to understand.
And we were talking about that just before the commercial.
Exactly, right? There's deeper roots, you know, and what God said He will do, He will do. You know, it might not make sense to you, but if you want to be successful, if you want your nation to be successful, you'll do what God says. Because I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was telling them, God was very clear, right, with King Saul. Because sometimes we can feel like we're so righteous, you know. We are more righteous than God, Louis, honestly. I was talking to this person about forgiveness.
Current made me to tell you what somebody make one comment by my thing we say God is not a real estate broker.
Wow.
In other words, God no have the ability to give the land to Israel. I said, boy, what's they are so serious comment, boy. I tell you, there is no fear of God.
And you will have to give an account for every idle word you speak.
Yes, God is
You understand?
Yeah.
So Louis, the issue is that what God said, I was telling this person, he said he was wrong. Somebody hurt him so bad that he could not see that he was walking in unforgiveness. And the man want to tell me what he say. How am I supposed to interpret the matter? I said, well, my interpretation is as such that from what I can analyze, and it does not pertain just to you and an individual, you are unwilling to forgive. Can you tell the people, I don't even want to see you know? Right? They say, love me from afar. I tell a man, bro, I just want to be honest. That is unforgiveness.
That's right. You have to call it as it is.
And I tell him, if you need forgiveness, you're commanded to give it. That's the standard.
That block you right there, your unforgiveness,
right?
Block your, yeah.
So he was putting himself on a morally high ground. How dare these people do this to me? Sometimes we forget what we don't, we say. And now I think that's how they say Israel and Palestine are like. Why? How Israel? We don't understand. These things have spiritual roots. And God was very clear. Touch not my anointed one, do my prophet. Well, people start saying that they're not the real Israel. The argument just straight.
Because that's the only way they can disenfranchise Israel from its heritage. Right? You disenfranchise Israel from its heritage one of two ways. One is by saying that they are not who they say they are, and the other one that will say what they claim is no longer theirs.
That's right.
What they are the right people, but what they claim is no longer theirs, which is replacement theology that the church is in New Israel, and that is unscriptural, right? So there are two ways that Israel is disenfranchised. One is by saying that they are not the true people, which is a lie, and the next one is to say that Israel is disenfranchised. So it's like saying forever doesn't mean forever, or that when God said that it's a unilateral, unconditional guarantee that God lied. You're saying that God lied, that God changed the mind. God not changed the mind. It's one developing story, and all the nations have to come against Israel.
That's right.
Because that's written as to what is going to is prophecy to the end. So if Israel no longer exists, how will God fight for Israel? And how will there be an Armageddon? And how will the nations come against Israel if Israel ceased to exist? And so Israel had to come back into existence for prophecy to be fulfilled. Now prophecy is such that we don't have to direct it. So people who say, oh, we only take sides because of this or because of that. No, I don't even have to take sides on the matter. God will do what God will do. I just need to pray for Jerusalem and pray for Israel and bless Israel. You see, so I don't have to agree with everything that Israel does, but I have to bless Israel. And so the Palestinian people are equal to Israelis. Palestinians are equal to Jews, right? Because when the Bible talks about the firstness of Jews, it's talking about as it relates to salvation, as it relates to the gospel and God's chosen people. But we're God's chosen people too through Christ. And there are many...
That's the word.
Yes, we are Gentiles.
That is what,
but we gain access. We gain access as Gentiles through Jesus, but we access the same blessings of the Jews. So whenever a Palestinian comes to Christ, they access the same thing too. So there are many Palestinians that are God's chosen people too through Jesus Christ and get attached to that same attached to the same tree, the same promises, the same promises.
But Louis, right? The whole thing about is there a modern day Israel? And is the church, like what you said, a replacement theology?
Replacement theology.
We are Gentiles. We are Gentiles. We have been grafted in.
We grafted in.
Yeah, so the Jews are still there.
Have to be.
Because we are Gentiles.
Exactly.
You are not a Jew.
It has
you
to
are
be.
a Jew inwardly.
Exactly.
But you're not a Jew.
You can't be grafted onto nothing.
Exactly.
You have to be grafted onto something that exists.
That's right.
You see? And then the Bible said too that all Israel will be saved because when the full number of Gentiles have come in. So there's really only space for X amount of Gentiles. And many Palestinians are among that who receive Christ. And where Jews and Gentiles come together and love each other, it's only in the church I see that.
But then, Louis, part of the argument when
it's
people
only
say,
in the church I see Jews and Gentiles loving each other.
Part of the argument, Louis, is that Israel is brutal.
Israel is brutal.
Listen, right? Part of the argument is that Israel
brutal, no curve.
They are. No, they are. They are.
They're brutal.
They are. But
go ahead.
What the Israelis are faced with, what we not faced with, is the fact that there is a philosophy out there that says we must annihilate the Jews.
Right. And I want to play a clip.
That is critical.
Exactly.
Because if you go on enemy way,
that's correct.
hell bent.
Correct.
To annihilate you.
Yeah. The same ones who say that Israel is committing genocide on them are the same ones with genocidal intent.
That's right.
And that is a key. That
yes.
is that to be a key. I don't divorce that from the problem why
Israel push this hard.
Continue to exist.
Because it's just if I know destroy you, not destroy me.
Yes,
it's in your heart.
Yes.
You've been taught this, trained this, molding into this. So if I don't, and I know people who watch it, we might feel like, well, then uno is kill them. We know say that, bro.
No, we know say
but
that.
there is an issue where that like we in Guatemala when they be so aggressive.
Not only that,
look at their aggression on us.
Yes, but Palestinians do not want two states.
Exactly. So you see,
Palestinians do not want two states. Yeah. They want one state. That's why they say from the river to the sea, which is the total annihilation and destruction of the Jews. And there is no single Jew that can live in a Palestinian land.
No way.
No Jew can live in Gaza. No Jew can live in the West Bank. They are killed. They will be killed. So the genocidal intent is right there, resident in the Palestinian. It's right there. But they try to paint the scene and as if the problem is Israel.
Israel's side.
And Israel, two of them want only one nation.
All right.
Both of them are exactly the same in intent.
Yeah.
Right? Because Israel is saying all of it is mine.
Yeah.
And the Palestinian is saying all of it is mine. Right? And so the genocidal tendency, in a sense, is on both sides, because there are Israelis who believe that the only solution is the annihilation of the Palestinian.
Exactly.
And then the Palestinian believes that the only solution is the annihilation of the Jews.
That's
right? So that's why I believe believers should stay out.
Yes, we need to stay out.
And pray and lobby for peace. But we have taken side. I think we are way beyond lobbying for peace between the two sides. We have chosen the side of Hamas. And I noticed that the United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada.
UK, I think, was one too.
The way I say, what are the first one I say?
Oh yes, sorry, United Kingdom.
UK. The United Kingdom,
same thing.
Australia, and Canada, both, all three of them, like switch side in a sense, like they switch side from Israel, and now they're giving Palestine a state. But I like what Singapore said, and I think it is the first clip that I sent this morning. I want us to hear the argument of Singapore, because I believe, Kerm, that this is the position Belize should have. It is not an anti-Palestinian position, and it's not an anti-Israeli position. I believe that it is a neutral position. So I want to play the Singapore clip, because I think this makes sense. Right now, I think we might be crucified when we left here, but I don't care really and truly. I will stand up for Israel any day.
Cancel.
Yeah.
You no longer exist.
Jews say, I'm dead already. I'm dead already. If you can't cancel, we don't get canceled. Do we have that clip? Singapore. Let's hear what this man has to say.
We will recognize the state of Palestine when it has an effective government that accepts Israel's right to exist and categorically renounces terrorism. Hamas has consistently rejected Israel's right to exist. It has yet to renounce terrorism, or agree to disarm. In fact, Hamas has vowed to repeat the terrorist attacks of 7th October if given the opportunity again. Hamas's refusal to recognize Israel's right to exist, its rejection of peaceful coexistence, and its propagation of terrorism. In June 2007, violently seized Gaza from the Fatah-dominated Palestinian Authority and has ruled in Gaza by force ever since then. And there have been no elections in the occupied Palestinian territories for 2 decades. Regrettably, extremist elements on both sides continue to actively undermine the prospects for a two-state solution. Hamas has consistently said no. Singapore has consistently held that Israeli settlements are illegal under international law. We have voted in support of UN resolutions that reject Israeli settlement activities, and we call and have called on Israel to rescind all unilateral measures seeking to change the status of Jerusalem. Singapore will impose targeted sanctions on the leaders of radical right-wing settler groups or organizations that have been responsible for acts of violence against Palestinians in the West Bank. Territorial and political compromise is essential if this conflict is ever to be resolved. The Israeli people and the Palestinian people both exist as an objective reality. Both have claims to a sovereign state in their ancestral homeland. If Israel takes further steps to extinguish a two-state solution, we will reconsider our position on recognizing a Palestinian state.
Right, so I felt like as a secular state, Singapore is a secular state. I think that that's a better analysis
a lot of wisdom
by far to what Belize is doing and to what the UK and these other ones are doing. But the UK position, Farage is going to win the next election. They're going to go back to their old position. I see the same in Australia, and I don't know about France. I don't follow French politics with Macron, but I believe that they're saying that, and they have, that is a clear statement when they say Hamas has vowed the annihilation of Israel.
And that is the problem.
That is the problem.
Not because you don't want the Palestinians have a right to life and to own their own property. It's not because you don't have that, you have a position that's contrary. It is because of the perspective that they have. Right? We must annihilate the Jews. And now Israel have taken on that position. And they are justifying it in the sense that, you know what? We have to do this for the sake of our survival. Right? So then they come and then they say, well, that either you or we. And this is where the problem is, Louis. So if we go and we say we join the Palestinians, we are saying that we believe that there should not be the existence of the Jews. This is the problem. And that's the way the president said, basically. Both nations, and I don't know if this will ever happen, will have to come to a place where they recognize by, you have the right to exist and so do I. Will that ever happen?
You know, Kerm, that's why I said I don't see a solution. Because first of all, everybody they talk about what two-state solution, but Palestinians don't want a two-state solution, and Israel don't want a two-state solution. None of them want
There's no trust.
Then there are two different religions where they argue, two different cultures where they argue, two different ideology. It's everything, and then it's geography because it's the land is like, so like it's like layer upon layer upon layer of, so like even if you manage to fix one layer, like the other layers run. And I watch interviews where people interview Palestinian and Jews. They interview them right on the street. And I just shake my head and I say, man, like this cannot be humanly solved at this point in time. Can be humanly solved. And I have seen where there's so much hatred on both sides. But at the end of the day, here's the one that I think though. Palestine wants Jerusalem as its capital. And Israel wants Jerusalem as its capital. To the point where now, of course, Israel has Jerusalem as its capital. So it's boiling down to Jerusalem again, which is biblical prophecy. It's biblical. Like you can't see Israel-Palestinian issue without see prophecy in it, which is why the humans can't solve it up to this point. But you imagine that Palestine wants Jerusalem as its capital. Like that one
it will never happen.
That will
never.
Even like if it's a non-starter, right?
It will never happen, Louis.
You imagine that your primary request is a non-starter on the other side. How will you have negotiation?
It not happen.
You know,
so it's not gonna happen. That's
so I can see the nations of the world coming against Israel. I can see it. I can see it.
And there's
because the hatred is so
strong.
You could cut the hatred with a knife.
It seems to be justified. That's why again the natural eyes. But there's reasons why. Like my own personal life. Like we get up as Christians in the morning and we do a devotion. But God spoke to me clearly. He says, "You want us to meet? This is the meeting spot." It's right there on I have my Lee rocking chair. Right? And I know if I have an issue I need to hear from heaven, sit down right there. I'll just wait. I want to hear. I want to get direction, I get instruction, I get provision, I want to find favor. That day will be one of the greatest days in my life. Things open up because the Lord spoke to me. I have seen miraculous things happen right from that seat. I can list them. And this is the point I'm making about the piece of land they're fighting for. That land has purpose. It's a promised land. It's a specific location where certain things happen that connects us to history that cannot be erased. And that are why they're in the fight for the land. It's like Louis when Jesus came in the flesh, right? He came, and he came to do his mission. But the Bible tells us what the Antichrist, what they're going to do. He'll come in the flesh too. He's going to come in the flesh too. So you see, it's the two opposing kingdoms fighting for purpose and cause to promote their agendas. The kingdom of God, which is Israel, and the Palestinians, right? There's opposing. But that piece of land is critical, and that's why they're fighting for it. And I think what you said is true. It cannot be humanly solved. And so, Belize, listen to me carefully. We are spiritual people. Hopefully, we appreciate that. Hopefully. Our advice is do not lift your hands against Israel. You will cause problems on yourself. Because God don't take his side. The reason why Louis is because he made a promise to Abraham. I'm going to give you this land and your descendants. And God described every detail about what should happen in that land. So who are you now to say that you want to give it to somebody else? It's a very dangerous thing to get involved with.
You're putting yourself in the place, of God.
I would want to do that.
Those are your closing
comments.
Those are my closing comments. After 9 o'clock, Belize, we've touched a couple of issues. I have several texts that came in when we were discussing the tax issue. This individual here, won't call any names, they say, bro, while you are talking about taxes, please mention the inequitability of trade license in Belmopan. It's not just trade license that has inequity in Belmopan. It is also how people are taxed in this city. Belmopan people who live around the ring road and so on are taxed far higher than Belmopan residents who live in Las Flores and Salvapan and San Martin. People in San Martin, as far as I'm concerned, including the mayor, should be paying exactly what residents in Belmopan proper are paying because they are getting all of the services. Right? This individual is saying, I'm being forced to pay a trade license for my apartment, while there are many apartments, and you can agree to that, there are many apartments across Belmopan that are generating incomes that are not being pressured to register to pay. And so if there's anything that tax should be, it should be fair and it should be equitably done. And that is not happening in Belmopan. I can say that categorically. And then this other individual here is saying the income for the first months when they started business, he said was about $1,000 a month. And he's saying right now that when they come assess, that they assess them for $156,000. This is our individual who work by himself in our small business we just launched.
Exactly.
And now they want the tax department is trying to have her sign one agreement for thousands of dollars a month. when you even make that. And this is exactly what I'm saying. That if you can't make per month what they are forcing you to pay, how you want to pay it? So something wrong. I'm telling you, something is radically wrong with the tax department, because it's not just income. It's actually from off the profit or the net, not the gross. It's the net I'm going to pay you from.
Taxes on
No. Whatever we agree to, penalty. So let's say after I pay my expenses and I end up with $1,000 a month. After I don't pay all my expense, our agreement can be and pay you $2,000 a month. How you be?
Not even 500.
Exactly. You understand? So this is a death sentence. It's a death sentence. So it's wrong, and I don't care what they say, because the maths not add up. They probably just know how to do compound and simple interest, but they're not understanding the entrepreneur. So this person just start and then done the bill, 156,000. How could your bill be 156,000 between 2020 and 2024 when you're making about $1,000 a month? The maths is not adding up. And so they're choking out and killing businesses that could have the potential to grow, employ other people. So you are not pro-business. You are not pro-business if you are using the tax system to squeeze every penny out of the business at all. So I mean, don't say no closing comment, but from all of us here at Rise and Shine, the conversation continues. God bless you, Belize. See you tomorrow. Kerm, always a pleasure. God bless you.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, where would I